Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am Simply a Stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today I'm going to do a stitch with me, and this is let me show you the piece. This is Catdalph. Artwork is by Malcolm Watson and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs.
Did you say Catdalph?
I did say Catdalph. This was a random act of kindness. It was a gift to me.
That is cute.
Hannah's opinion. I'm stitching this on actually some 14 count because I had some fun stitching a wedding sampler earlier in the year on 14 count, and I figured that, you know, I could stitch a full coverage on 14 count. So I had a look at my fabric stash and I saw that I got a big enough piece, so I thought, why not? Catdalph it is. Okay.
So you don't normally use 14?
No, I normally use 25
so
or 20.
So it's for, I don't understand how numbers work with this. Is that smaller or bigger?
So in cross stitch with fabric count, the smaller the number, the bigger it is.
Right, so a 40 is bigger than a 25.
Yeah, so the 25 count is teeny tiny. The 14 is big.
Yeah, because I can see the holes.
Here, look, this is a difference for you, Hannah. Sorry, just teaching my daughter here. See?
Oh, yeah, you can hardly even see the holes.
Yeah, you see, each of these squares is 100 stitches. And you can see where I've marked 100 stitches there. Can you see the size difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with squares and that's massive difference.
You
learn new things every day.
You do learn new things every day, Hannah, you're right. So yeah, I'm stitching this 2/1, 14 count. It's getting daily stitches at the moment because in November and December in my group we're doing the Naughty and Nice Sal. This is a nice piece, and like I said, I'm really enjoying the 14 count. Whether or not it'll stay for the full 2 months, I don't know, but it's due some rotation stitches, so I thought I'd get those in as well today. So this stitch with me will have some chat. I'll be going through my comments.
There's already been some chat.
Yes, Hannah. I'll be going through my comments from Flosstube 45 and the other videos that I put out last week. So just before I'm going to get cracking on the stitching, but just before I do begin with the comments, please just make sure that you're subscribed.
I think I'm subscribed.
Please make sure you're subscribed. If not, hit that button. It is free, and on the drop down, if you select all, helicopter coming overhead, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I do have a regular schedule of Flosstube, Stitch with Me's and live streams, so I do put out plenty of stitchy content. So Hannah is going to buzz off to her appointment in a minute because she's currently bugging Andy, who is with me. But yeah, hope everybody's doing okay.
Yeah, are you still here?
Yeah. Oh, I've done 50 stitches so far, so we'll see how many I get through by the end of this session. I hope everybody's okay and doing well. It's cold here, really cold at the moment. We had very mild weather last week, and now we seem to be in a cold snap. Cold enough to snow according to the weather. We are forecast some snow, but whether we get any is a different matter. We had heavy rain last week because of Storm Claudia, I think it was. So we had heavy rain. It shut down some of our public transport.
Well, no wonder I can't get my coat on. I'm trying to put it on backwards.
It shut down our public transport, or some of our public transport. We had a flood alert where I am, but fortunately I do live on the top of a hill, so the chances of me getting flooded in are limited. You know, I can still leave the house, but I may end up being stuck on the top of a hill because where we live, we tend to get the roads that, you know, the main roads that come into our area, they do get flooded. But even though we're on the hill on an island, we still have lots of, you know, local shops and things, so we are able to get provisions that we need. So it's not so terrible, really. It was a very considered choice when we bought this house. In a pinch, in bad weather, can we get what we need? And the answer was yes. And also, you know, making sure that the girls' schooling was within walking distance, and that schools had local teachers and didn't close, which, you know, obviously we did as well. So, but yeah, it's cold at the moment. We just sort of seem to be having a bit of a cold snap. So, yeah. Gosh, this is so easy to stitch on 14 count. Love it. Love 14 count for a change.
I just put it down. Is that all? Yeah, see, what do you use?
You alright over there?
No.
Why?
You can't get the coat up. Neither can I.
Come here, let's have a look.
It's alright, I've got it. It's
Have you got it?
It's just a case of... Hannah, move your scarf.
I've got the scarf.
Whatever that was in my face.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
There you go.
Hannah has still got an arm injury, so she's having to have help to fasten up her coat. Anyway, so yeah, we've had a little bit of sad news here recently.
I found my glove.
Okay, took in a delivery for our next door neighbour, and bless him, his wife passed away. We're very ourselves to ourselves here. We're on sort of nod and hello and quick chat terms, but nothing, you know, we don't go and sit in our neighbours' houses and have tea and, you know, that kind of thing. We just sort of, you know, hi and hi, are you all right kind of thing, you know, Merry Christmas, that sort of job. But his wife sadly passed away. We knew that something was amiss because the routine had changed. And you know, when you can sort of think, I wonder what's going on. And he told me when he came to collect his delivery that she'd had a cancer diagnosis, and he thought that they'd have longer than they did, but unfortunately she did pass away rather sooner than expected. So yeah, it was very sad news. Immediately popped out, got him a sympathy card, let him know that we're thinking of him, and of course if there's anything we can do, even though he doesn't know us terribly well, if there's anything we can do, we will. So yeah. You still here?
Apparently. Still there and still being a nuisance.
Yeah.
So as I said, I have got some. I'm talking. I have got some comments that I want to go through. I'll just grab a next thread. Flosstube 45. I seem to be improving. Don't get me wrong, I still have my days and days. I still have some days, like yesterday wasn't a very good day. But you know, Monday was fine. The weekend, this is Wednesday as I'm filming this. Monday was fine. The weekend was fine. Yesterday, Tuesday wasn't a very good day. But you know,
Love you, bye.
love you. See you later. I will have days and days, which I absolutely get. So I posted Flosstube 45, and the first comment is from Kashi, who leaves me a heart face emoji. Thank you, Kashi. Even if it's just an emoji, and that's all you're able to leave as a comment, that is absolutely fine. I appreciate every single... I put that stitch in the wrong place. I appreciate every single comment, and all of you, so do keep them coming. Just got to stitch back through. Oh dear. My eyes haven't woken up yet this morning either. You know, I'm going to cut this out because otherwise I'm going to be sat here forever trying to unpick it. There we go. There's my tweezers. Love Nana says, happy stitching and take care of yourself. Hugs, because you deserve it. Thank you very much. I've had some incredible support over the last couple of weeks. It truly has been amazing. I've been bowled over by, you know, the support, the messages and things that I've had. It truly is absolutely a phenomenon. Let's try and put this stitch in the right place now. You okay?
Yeah.
You're making some funny noises.
Yeah, okay.
And Susan Cassidy says, glad you're doing better. Me too. Me too. It's going to be an uphill struggle, I'm pretty sure. I had a telephone appointment for an assessment for counselling this week, and it is going to be a long wait, about 3-month wait, unfortunately. But it is what it is. There's not much I can do about that. It's, you know, we're here in the UK. If you're not in the UK, you may not know, we have a national health service which we pay for through our taxes and national insurance contributions. But it is, you know, a very busy service, and we kind of have to, you know, bear that waiting lists are high, and obviously there are priority services, but some stuff you do have to wait. Loopy Sue leaves me hearts and smiley faces and some kisses. Thank you, Sue. The problem is with 14 count, you don't get many stitches out of a strand. I only use 1/2 meter strands, so when I double over to do a loop start, it's only like a quarter of a metre, isn't it? So I'm not going to get many stitches, but hey, it keeps me interested, keeps me bobbing on. Okay, Kelly from Kelly's Quilts Plus says, hi Nicola, hello Nicola, nice to see your cheery face and how happy you are with your projects. Let's try 2 strands for this one because I've got quite a few stitches of it. Big hug, my friend. The 11th of November is Remembrance Day in Canada. Hubby and I always watch the ceremony from Vancouver on TV. That I just finished and I was watching your video whilst having lunch. Yeah, we had Remembrance here too, but we have it 2 days in November. If the 11th falls midweek, there is always so the 11th this year fell on a Tuesday on a midweek day, but there's usually an Armistice Day service on the closest Sunday. So we had the national service on Sunday at the Cenotaph in London, which is attended by the royal family. And then on Tuesday, there was a service that was led by Princess of Wales at the National Arboretum in Shropshire, which is like our version of the national cemeteries. So yeah.
The National Arboretum in Staffordshire.
Staffordshire, not Shropshire. Thank you, Andy. And it began with an S and ended with a shire. It's a place I'd actually wouldn't mind visiting one day.
Not done it yet. So you can. I know how to get to it. It's dead easy.
Yeah, we've passed it a couple of times. We passed it when we went down to Gloucestershire. We passed it when we went down to Exeter. So, yeah. And of course, you know, I mean, we also had lots of, you know, the local services in towns and villages up and down the country as well on the Sunday, and lots of businesses do observe the 2-minute silence on the 11th as well. Had I been working, we would have been given the option to observe the 2 minutes of silence if we so wished. So yeah, it's still very much observed, and in my opinion it should be. The people who gave their lives in the war mean that we can have a meaningful life today. Every year there is always some kind of controversy because somebody doesn't want to observe, somebody's very disrespectful, or, you know, something happens. But the overriding thing for me, and what I've always taught as well my children, is that, you know, they live the lives that they have now because of people who served the country and gave themselves to Queen and country. So even in the more recent conflicts, so they should be very grateful. Okay, Enid leaves me some sewing needles. Thank you, Enid. Needle and thread. I've dedicated a lot of time to stitching since I've been off work. It really has been great to be able to do that.
You're not saying you're obsessed by stitching, but you're obsessed by stitching.
Oh yeah, it's It's a huge part of my life, isn't it?
You look weird without it in your hands.
Yeah. Okay, great progress this week, says Daphne. Happy to hear that you are starting to feel better. Thank you, Daphne. It's going to be a work in progress. It's definitely going to be a long-term project. To put it in stitchy parlance. Sounds like the little school's coming in. Okay. Right, how many stitches? Yeah, one strand for this one. Jen's Stitchy Corner. You do know that you may know that I mentioned this lady on my video. She's doing a full coverage month, spinning a wheel, and I think I might do something along those lines in February. Do a full coverage February. I haven't though decided the format that it will take. So I do need to have a think about how I want to do it. And Jen hadn't seen me before. She mentioned on her video I was a new stitcher to her, and she says, "Hi Nicola, I enjoyed your Flosstube so much. It was lovely to see your whips. I especially love the Geckorouge unicorn. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for the mention, and yes, of course, that's great that you want to do a full coverage month too. I'm looking forward to your next Flosstube. I'm sorry to hear you've had health struggles, but lovely to hear you've been feeling a bit better. Take care and happy stitching." Thank you so much, Jen. Like I said, I've had an incredible amount of support from the stitching community, from my lovely friends. It's been humbling. But yeah, full coverage February. Not quite sure how I will do it. Whether I'll do maybe a spinner wheel and then have a focus for a finish as usual. But do a spinner wheel and, you know, do say 500 stitches on that piece daily or something. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Definitely have to have a think about how a full coverage February might work for me. It just might break up my normal stitchy routine, and then, you know, have lots of short videos out. Here come the brews. Thank you, my love.
I know my role.
Your role is to stand beside me, dear.
And make tea.
I hope you haven't made tea.
Well, coffee.
Gail Fisher left me a suggestion. As I said, I've been having some nausea from the medication, and she says try getting some ginger chews to pop in your mouth for the nausea. I have a friend who uses these after chemo treatments. Thank you very much. Ginger is very hit and miss for me for working, but I will certainly, you know, be looking out for those. I haven't been anywhere where I could potentially get some, but I will be going and having a look, so thank you for that. And Mona says, great stitching, my friend. Hope you recover very soon. Thank you, Mona. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm keeping a positive mindset. And then Carla says, hope you recover very soon. I love all your whips. Thank you, Carla. A lovely lady down in Portugal. So thank you very, very much. I don't know why, but on 14 count, this seems to stitch quicker. Whether it's because it's much easier to pass needle and thread through a bigger count of fabric. It could be, I suppose. Is it breezy outside?
There's a little breeze. It's nothing terrible. It's not exactly gale force.
It's because the door's just flapped open.
I can sort that.
Thank you, my love. Okay, Sarah Hill says, hopefully you'll get there. Just remember to breathe and take all the time you need. Happy stitching. Yep, that's what I actually said to my boss. Believe it or not, Sarah. I just said to her, says, I need to breathe. You know, just sort of take that time, which I think she absolutely understood. I've got a lot of support from work as well, which is lovely, because they don't want me back until I'm, you know, fit to be back. In the nicest possible way, you know. She said, you know, don't come back until you're absolutely ready to come back. Which is, what more can you ask for? the odd confetti stitch in this piece, but it's not too bad. At the moment. I'm pretty sure when I get to the cat it'll be a different story. I did for a nanosecond consider doing a colour completion, but I was like, am I quite brave enough to do it on a 250,000 stitch piece?
Yes.
No, I am not brave enough to do colour completing on a 250,000 stitch piece.
You could do it.
I could, and you know, on my stained glass piece, it's fine. I can do colour completing on a stained glass because obviously I'm doing all the black first, and you know, which is the biggest thing. But with this one, there's so many different shades of blue, a lot of different shades of blue. And with colour completing, I'd be constantly moving my hoop as well.
Are you not a top level stitcher?
I am a stitcher. I never describe myself as top level. I would say I'm an enthusiastic stitcher.
You do yourself a disservice, personally.
No, you can't deny my enthusiasm though.
Oh, I never said that. I never said that you weren't enthusiastic. I described you as top level, which you are.
Katinka says, lovely update. Thank you, Katinka. Okay. That's 3799. I might do a shufty with my master set this week. Give it a refresh. I've got some stitchy days in hand, so I might give it a refresh and tidy it up. Lissex Stitches says sending hugs. Thank you very much. And Linny Stitches leaves me a sunflower. Thank you very much. And Lynn Cordova leaves me a smiley face, and then Patricia leaves me some hearts. So thank you all. Laura Silsby, wow, she says 10k in 1 week is amazing. Love the sailing fairy, she's coming along wonderful. Yeah, sailing fairy looks phenomenal. Charting is just really, really good. And it's the details coming out so well. But yeah, I mean, I know that a few people have said about Sarah Paine Free Crafts charting. I think the big piece that or the big ones that she's doing now is a lot of Rose Khan. Dragon Race Into the Night. If you've seen Jamie's video, Crafty Gaming Jamie, she did a comparison between Heaven and Earth Designs and Paine Free Crafts, and the differences are startling. It's not a piece that I would stitch, if I'm honest. Not my kind of thing. But I can see, as a stitcher, I can see the appeal and the joy in stitching something like that. I did briefly consider the 6 portals, but if it was me, I'd want to do all the 6 of them, and that's just a lot of commitment that I don't know if I could do. Oh. With several big pieces, I think I need to concentrate on what I've got. I've got well over 5 million stitches outstanding on the pieces that I've got. So on my table now, do I really need to add another however many would be in the 6 portals? No, I don't.
But you're considering it, which
I briefly considered it, and then I parked it in the section of my brain that says, don't be daft. Because there's just no way I could fit it in, love.
I'm still going to say it again. You know you want to.
Well, I do, but I'm not.
Nobody would blame you.
Yeah, but I've got over 5 million stitches outstanding with current projects, Andy. Do I really need to add like another 600,000 stitches? No.
Should I stop encouraging you now?
Yes, you should.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might turn into a bet, and you know what happens when you bet me.
Yeah, it cost me a kit. Which is a point. Is that what you want for Christmas again?
No, Andy, we had this conversation. Told you I wanted a tablet for Christmas.
Oh, of course you did. It's not for your birthday then.
Well, I'll talk to you about it after.
Okay.
Sharon Fennell says, pleased to hear you're feeling brighter. Fabulous stitching as always. Thank you, Sharon. And then Christiane Klein leaves me some hearts. Is that a screaming child I can hear?
Well, it's school time, isn't it? This is a regular thing at this time of day.
I suppose. Heather Kissick also leaves me some hearts, and Nomi Rosario leaves me a smiley hearty face. Thank you very, very much. Oh, is that the Eeny Weeny Teeny Peeny Club?
It might be. Yes, it is.
Lots of fully paid up members of the Eeny Weeny Teeny Peeny Club around here. Erin Smakes leaves me some emojis. There's a ladybug, a bumblebee, and a butterfly. Thank you very, very much. And Frida leaves me a hug as well. I've still obviously carried on with my regular schedule. I did my live stream last Wednesday, and Loopy Sue leaves me hearts and smiles. Thank you very, very much. And then Thready for Stitching says, hi Nicola, I'm glad you're on the improve. 10k stitches in a week is amazing. Cheering you on for your 500k, won't be long now. Take care, and I look forward to your next Flosstube update. Thank you very much. At current reckoning, it will be around the 5th or 6th of December that I will hit the 500,000 stitches mark this year. Of course, that is my stitching and also includes model stitching, which I'm not able to share. But yeah, there's been a lot. Gosh, it's like the M1 outside. In the sky as well. And Christiane leaves me some hearts on Wednesday stream, and Esther says hi, a little late here. That's all good, Esther. My live streams are always available on replay, so if you're not able to catch them while they're happening, they'll always be there on the channel for you when you're able. Right, my kiddies are on the way to the school. Kelly's Quilts Plus. So she comments on Flosstube 24 Stitch With Me Alternative. I did label it up incorrectly. And Kelly writes that Van Gogh Never Passed. It's looking good, but it's actually Night Cafe because I'm a complete wally and I managed to put the wrong name on. But oranges. And Kelly says she does like all the warm colours. In my defence, the colours are the same in both pieces, lots of oranges and warm, reds and things. So the sections I'm working is the same in both pieces right now. But yeah, easy mistake to make, and I did label it up incorrectly. I did correct it when I realised on Saturday, but of course it was a little late for Kelly's comment. And then Chris Evans says, every time you stitch this piece, it's a surprise because I never know what colours are coming next. Yeah, that Afremov piece is definitely, for me also, a surprise because the colours can change so quickly. But I am happy with the progress this year, and I will make 12%, which I'm really pleased about. Okay. I hope you're moving forward with your ill health, says Jane. I got about 150 stitches in on tap dancers, mostly border, and I have turned the bottom left corner. Says Jane. Thank you. Interesting music, Andy.
I'll do my best.
DJ Andy is in the house.
I'm not the be all and end all, you know. I just put the tunes on. It's not hard to do, but you know.
Ah, yeah, but it's always helpful. And then Maria asks a question, and she says, "Hi Nicola, with Pattern Keeper, when they highlight the pattern, how do you change the colour to mark the parked thread?" So when I've got this highlighted in markup mode, it's a blanket green colour, but in the settings you can change the selection colour. You can change the parking colour. So, you know, it's just really a case of have a look in your setting. Oh, the search colour for me is green. And then the parking colour is blue, but you can change it in the settings to any colour that you want. So it's just really a case of just going into the settings and under highlights to see what it is. Now it has to be the same across the pattern. So you know, for example, always for me the search colour will always so it has to be the same across the pattern, but you can just change it in your settings to a colour that perhaps better suits you. And then Enid on, again, my alternative stitch with me, leaves me some needles and thread. Thank you, Enid. Figured I'd do these stitches just using up the rest of that thread. Don't want to waste thread, but don't want to mess about putting it back on my thread holders when I could just use it up. Livestream Wednesday, Patricia leaves me some hearts, and she also does on my Afremov stitch with me as well. Thank you, Patricia. What colour is that one? 820. Aussie Craft Mum on Flosstube 45 comments to say, I know you will get there, sending hugs. Thank you very much. It's my intention to get there. I really don't want to spend any more time feeling the way that I have been. So I'm going to work hard to get better, to get right. Okay. Just grab a drink. Okay. 169. Jane says on Flosstube 45, an amazing number of stitches. I do hope this is helping you. It is indeed. I can just sit in my little cross-stitching world and drift off. And, you know, spend my time in my happiest place right now, which, you know, obviously helps me enormously. So, yeah. Your news about your health sounded good, and it seems it's helping you. Yep. I'm glad for you and your family that that's happening. Me too. Me too. But I'm hoping, I mean, I've been on the tablets now for, what, 3 weeks, so, you know, well, I'm already starting to feel less anxious, which is good. Although, you know, I have needed my meds when things have become extreme, but luckily that's not nearly as often as it had been. Are you alright, love? You sound a bit like Darth Vader. Is everything okay?
Yeah, fine.
Just that you're doing a bit of sighing.
That's what I do.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. When I did my Stitch With Me on Van Gogh Never Passed, Sharon has left me a comment, and I have to say it did make me chuckle when I read this one. I've just been given a heart attack and it made me hold my breath, watching and listening to your video. Hannah came downstairs and went out into the kitchen, and then suddenly there was a massive smashing of china and glass on the floor. Not watching the screen at the time, I didn't realise that my video had cut to an advert. It was only when the script of the ad started that I realised it wasn't on your video. The YouTube ad certainly got the ad time right. It did give me a laugh when I realised.
I have to laugh at that. I'm sorry. It wouldn't surprise me if Hannah goes in the kitchen and makes it and turns it into a disaster.
I mean, she does make a din, doesn't she?
That is.
Talk about timing, though.
Yeah. That is Hannah's reason to live. Like that cat you sometimes see floating around the internet, and you know, the cat with the meme walking like a boss, and it just basically says, arrive, do something in the middle and leave. I'm not going to say the thing in the middle because it's not PG, but
Oh. And then on the same video, my Van Gogh Never Passed, my genuine chatty Stitch With Me, Loopy Suit leaves me some hearts and smiley faces. Thank you very much. And Kashi leaves me again as well a heart smiley face. Thank you. That looks awful. Come out. Let's try that again.
let's try that again. Do we know specifically where Lawrence Paine is, Nikki?
Bottom left jaw, I think. Why? Alright, okay.
We'll do after that.
Her bottom left.
Just in case they ask.
Yeah. Sarah from Iowa. Hi, Sarah. Love the variety of charters you get your charts from. Yep. I do try and get them from a variety of places. You know, yes, I have Heaven and Earth Designs, I have Tilton Crafts, I've got a Charting Creations one waiting in the wings, I've got a Flosstube Studio waiting in the wings, Etsy Sellers, Paine Free Crafts, Scarlet Quince. So yeah, there is obviously Geckorouge as well. So there is a decent variety there. I like to give them all a turn. I haven't seen many YouTubers showing off Unconventional X Stitch, although they have such lovely projects. Currently working on Barely Dreaming by A.K. Westerman. Yep, I've got 2 Unconventional X Stitch charts, which obviously these 2 Lord of the Rings themed ones. And it's like every charting company, some, you know, they may be for you, they may not. I mean, Geckorouge originally wasn't really for me until I saw, you know, 1 or 2 pieces that I really did like the look of. You know, sometimes so they release something new that just ticks those boxes. And then Kelly comments to say, hi Nicola, I enjoy your videos. It's as a visit with a friend and often a cup of tea, although right now I have a G&T. And why not, Kelly? Wasn't very good. Daphne Chamberlain leaves me a needle and thread and a heart, and Patricia leaves me some hearts as well. Sylvania Alexander cross stitch. Do you mark pattern keeper with a parked stitch every stitch you do? A great tutorial. This is on my 2/1 10th stitch tutorial. Tried 10 a couple of times, but always get messed up, so want to try again. I only mark a parked stitch if I do park. Otherwise I just mark the stitch off as completed, everyone. But, you know, obviously when you are doing something like 10th stitch, because I find it difficult with counting, you have to be very disciplined in making sure that you're marking up pattern keeper correctly. Otherwise, you know, you might end up with missing stitches or missing park stitches or whatever. So yeah. So as long as you're diligent with marking it up, you should be absolutely fine. You know, check twice, stitch once. I do find though that 10th stitch can still be a little bit confusing for me. Okay, Red Line Handicraft, who's Erte, left me a really long comment about anxiety, and she has made a suggestion about a book by Mark Mansell called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a PG-13 word. I've seen about this book. So it's something that, you know, I might look into. Thank you, Erte. I'm not going to read the whole comment because it's massive. It's really long. But, you know, suffice to say that Erte's comment is incredibly relevant. And the last line that she says is, take your time, keep it simple and take care. You definitely do not need to change a thing about your channel. So thank you, Erte. I will certainly look up again this book. As I said, I have heard about it, but it's not something, I don't do much reading, if I'm honest. But I might see if I can get an audio book. Cardiff Stitcher Danielle has also commented, because obviously I gave her a shout out as well for a lovely mention on Instagram. She says, I'm watching while stitching on my animal panorama. I haven't done a floss tube for months because every time I think about doing one, my anxiety skyrockets and I just can't get to filming one, but I really do want to. I also suffer with depression and SAD at this time of year, which means I sleep a lot more. I find watching babies giggling lifts my mood some days. And I have seen that you have been able to do a video, Danielle, and I was watching it earlier today. So yeah, thank you for your comment, and I really do hope things get better for you also. Okay. Christian says, hi Nicola, I love seeing you stitching and listening to you and your family talking. It leaves a warm feeling, sending lots of love. Yep, unfortunately, as I've always said, you do get it raw on this channel. You do get the family chiming in as well. They are very much a part of my stitching. And I've always said that, you know, I live in the middle of my house. I don't have a stitchy room or anything like that. I stitch in the middle. And they will come through. They'll pass me by. They'll sit with me. They'll chat, you know, and so on. So they're an indelible part of my life. And I don't want that to ever change. I'm doing quite well this morning. And on my Sunday stream, Patricia leaves me some hearts. And then Christian also comments to say, hi Nicola, always happy to see a Lord of the Rings chart. Thanks for your stitchy company today. Have a wonderful week. Thank you very much. I've only got a couple more comments before we've come to the end of this week's crop. So if you have left me a comment, thank you so much. Please do continue to leave them. Heather Pearson says, sending hugs on Flosstube 45. Thank you, Heather. And my last comment is from the lovely Sandy, who is trying to catch up with what I missed. She says this is on my Anita in Verity stitch with me a couple of weeks ago. That leaf looks spectacular. Yes, she says we are being plagued by fireworks. They seem to go on forever and seem to be louder each year. I really can't see the attraction in them as they are so expensive, but there you go. Yep. Glad you seem to be over your cold and hope Andy is by now. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, and I also know that you're catching up. But yeah, we seem to be getting there better. The cold did linger. It really didn't want to go away. It was awful. Andy seemed to get sniffles and a bit of a cough from it, but for me, I just had the headache more than anything. Andy's just on the phone to the dentist at the moment. Lauren's had a bit of toothache, so we're going to get her in before it escalates. I just hear him upstairs. He's managed to get through, so which is a good thing. But whether or not they've got an appointment is another matter. Oh, I'm hearing a yeah and an okay, so that sounds good. What news?
Right, next Wednesday, 10 to 9 is the earliest appointment. I've booked her in for that. I'll tell her just to jump college that morning.
Yeah, she's going to have to jump college, yeah.
So, have you done your video?
No, not yet.
Oh,
sorry,
guys.
Right. I've still got 15 minutes.
You just heard Lauren's private business there.
Well, just saying that she got a bit of toothache and we're getting it sorted before it escalates. It's terribly private.
I guess not. Well, anyway, 10 to 9 next Wednesday.
Send her a text so that she can tell college today.
I don't think college is going to matter. It's only Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still better to send her a text to tell her.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so that's all of my comments. So thank you guys very, very much. Those of you that have contributed, as I said. Please do keep them coming. I love your comments. And of course they make these videos because I would sooner spend my time talking through the replies on these videos than sit and type out a response to everyone. I think, you know, for me it's my preferred way. I was going to say, it sounds like we might have a car that don't go outside, but it's just burst into life. This garnet red's making a difference, isn't it? It's 902 that I'm using at the moment. This breaks up the blue. Excuse me. A couple of stitches that I've just seen that weren't marked off, so we'll get those sorted as well. Let me... Let's get rid of this park thread. And we're almost through another 500 stitch row on this one. Look at 1700 stitches this week. £100 a day for my monthly sale plus 1,000 rotation stitches, which will be good. Are you on the hot chocolate, dear?
It's too blooming cold. It's just really cold today.
Well, where's your jumper?
I've got it on.
No, that's a coat. Have you got your jumper on underneath?
No, I've got a shirt on underneath.
Yeah, well, that's not a jumper then, is it?
Yeah, but this thing's warm. It's fleece lined, isn't it? So.
Well, that's true. Okay. $3,760. Seem to be getting lots of nice patches of stitching on this, and then the odd ninja stitch. But it's okay. Don't mind either way. Stitching, isn't it? If I could get my flipping needle threaded. There we go. Nine, 3, 2. There we go. Not much longer to go, about another 5 minutes, and then I need to wee. I've been sat here for an hour and a half, and I should have gone before I started, but I didn't need to, and then 5 minutes after I started I needed to, and I wasn't going to stop. And I do drink quite a lot in the morning. Get my system going. What was that? 372. What's that? 3722. That's handy. Got the card out. I'm quite well on this today. I am currently at 354 stitches, so I've done 304 whilst filming this video. Get these next few in, that will give me 310 stitches, which is really good. So I will end this video with my usual reminders. If you're not subscribed, please do so, and on the notifications drop down, if you select all, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. There will be 3 videos that come up on your screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a few minutes to have a look. I do my Flosstube. It's released on a Tuesday, and Stitch With Me's Thursdays and Saturdays. All of those videos are released at 6:30 p.m. and I do a live stream on Sundays and Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So if you can join me for those, that would be much appreciated. So yeah, that is 310 stitches today. So just scroll out. There we go. So thank you guys very much indeed for watching. Do take care, happy stitching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.